So the Utah Jazz are done with the John Collins experience? I guess so. They kind of had to make a decision after this year. Walker Kessler, as much as I would have loved the Walker Kessler, John Collins, Lowry Markkinen rotation work, it doesn't. You can only have two of those guys on the floor at once. And having those three dudes, really it's more John Collins and Walker Kessler as the rotating bigs next to Lowry Markkinen didn't really work. And Taylor Hendricks is more of a front court player than a combo forward. So in my opinion, they just look at this situation and I think they're like, look, John Collins did, I think, improve his value more. Last year, he was a discarded goods. I still think he's an overpay on the contract. I love John Collins, and I still think there's potential there in the right system with the right coach to get him back on the, I don't know if ever back on the trajectory we thought he was going to be, but to being, close, to a high scoring team player, like 17 and 10 guy, I think that's very, very possible. So for me, I look at John Collins as a guy that I think teams are going to try to get. I would not be surprised if John Collins and picks were what was used to try to get Kyle Kuzma into Utah, because I think Kyle Kuzma is a guy that they love. Walker Kessler, Lowry, Kyle, Keontae George, and then you draft a point guard of the future, or use John Collins to trade for a Darius Garland. I mean, if they have an infatuation with former Cavalier guards. But I really do think this is the year that they look at this situation and they're like, okay, definitely makes sense for them to go ahead now and to think that, okay, the Jazz looked at John Collins. He averaged 15 points and 8.5 rebounds while shooting 37% from three. He's 26 years old. He's making $26.6 million annually. He has 2 years remaining, which one of those years, which includes a player option, that he's more than likely going to accept. So for me, I just look at this situation and I think, all right, there are teams out there, maybe the San Antonio Spurs, if they want to play conservative, they go out and they offer them, oh, here's Devontae Graham and some other salary, and we'll give you maybe a couple second-round picks for John Collins, because they like the idea of John Collins and Victor Wembanyama and Zach Collins being a front court rotation, with Wemby being paired next to Zach and John, and then whenever Wemby comes off, Collins and Collins can play next to each other because they kind of complement one another. And that's really not that bad of a situation. I can't see, maybe, a team like Portland looks at John Collins and they offer up guys like Matisse Thybulle and Malcolm Brogdon, which then helps solve the wing position depth and even starter, while also giving them a starting point guard. So they have options to go around, avenues to use John Collins as a trade bargain or a trade chip. So definitely not the end of the world. It's more so what can you get for him is the biggest question mark. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section, but that's basically going to be it for me today, guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace out.